restoring balance unto thee. Do not be afraid, you're a part of saving grace. Do not hesitate, let's reignite your faith. Divine encounters are alive. Divine encounters, our lives designed. I am the oracle Apollo.
Thank you for joining me, the Oracle of Apollo, Dominique Rivera, and you're watching Divine Encounters. Today is Wednesday night. Thank you to everybody who is tuning in today. Today is Supernatural Storytime night, and I am reminding you to make sure that when you arrive here, that this is not a passive viewing experience, but one where your energy will be shifted, your perspective change, and hopefully you leave a little bit more knowing than when you came today, and that you came in today feeling great and leaving even greater. Remember to have your high quality H2O with you. I actually have a Roshi mushroom tea that one of my clients brought for me this week. Note to self, Oracle loves gifts of tea. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there. And she brought me this mushroom tea, and it is absolutely delicious. But make sure you have your high quality H2O during this feed, because we are going to be shifting your energy, and electricity moves best through water. So before we begin anything, to your health, wealth, and prosperity. All right, who's out there in Facebook land? Super excited about tonight's episode. Hello, Miss Lori Gianetta. Thank you so much for being here today. And as everybody starts to pop in here, if this is the first time you're watching this, I am live streaming every Wednesday and Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So please make sure that you are liking and subscribing. Hit the bell. That way you get notified when I am on live. And if you share this message with a friend today, you could be the lucky winner that arrives next Wednesday to receive a personal message from your angels. You can share either this feed or Sunday night's feed. Comment that you've shared, and I will see it. And Spirit will pick one lucky winner and we'll bring you on and see what the message is. And if you would like to participate and share your own story here on Divine Encounters, one that you feel like is uplifting and may involve a supernatural experience, please email me, because I want to know, at divineencounters@e360tv.com. So excited to be here. All right, so let's bring my guest on for this evening. We're going to have Hannah coming on today. So make sure you guys are giving her a warm Divine Encounters welcome by smashing that heart button, putting an emoji of either a candle to represent light or a heart emoji to represent love. So let's give Hannah some love and light and welcome her to the feed. Hey, Hannah, thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. I am delighted and honored to be here with you tonight.
Oh, well, I am just as equally as delighted and honored to have you here tonight. And hello, Miss Linda, Scorpio season. Hello. And Hannah, why don't you tell our audience today a little bit about who you are? And I'm going to give you the floor.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight to listen to my experience. I am a medical doctor by trade, so therefore I'm a scientist. And, the scientific motto is, if you cannot reproduce it in the lab, it doesn't exist. So this is the mindset I have had for most of my professional life until my encounter with the Oracle. So I'm here to tell you some of my divine encounters and experiences.
That's even more exciting, because I love how it's like, I need some tactile things for things to make sense to me. And then one day, all this craziness came around and flipped everything upside down. Beautiful. And Hannah, so I like to start every episode with what we call here the good news. And the good news is basically just the energy theme for the week. And so, with that, I'm going to go ahead and put you into the green room so you can have some cucumber water while you hang out there. See you in a minute. And to the audience at home, I say, what's good? All right, today's card is the 10 of Emotions, which I'm really feeling this deck. This is the Muse deck, in case you were curious. It is from Chris Ann. This is what the box looks like. It's a new deck, so I know you guys only seen it one time. And so you guys know my winner did arrive today. So you make sure that you give her some hearts and likes, as she'll be on here later sharing her thoughts and feelings on this reading as well. So here we go. The card today is the 10 of Emotions. Keywords: happiness, fulfillment, a spiritual awakening, family, community, joyful and meaningful connection, a completion, being heart led and on purpose, connecting with the universe and with others in love. The prompt of this card is Celestial Knots of Love, a ritual dance to set the stage, a joyful manifestations of hearts and love, a unity of souls and minds, and a cycle of completion comes to fruition as all hearts align. They sing and dance and step together, celebrating their one giant love and their connected feelings of joy. This type of community is blissful and intoxicating, and the energy of the many is greater than the energy of the one. These ancient dancers know that when you connect with a group of like minded and like hearted souls for this kind of vibrational healing, you connect with Source and with an energy that will forever amplify your ability to love, seek community, love, connection, and know that this card means that it's on its way. Enjoy this high vibe moment and feel into its emotional outpouring of faithful alliances and support. You will be flooded with love, and your only task is to soak it in. And here's the little poem that it has, because each of these cards has a little poem with it. As we shine our essence and radiate bliss in devoted, happy phrases, hidden wide open, trusting the tides of amorous, tender phases. And that is the card for today. So let's bring Hannah back up here. Hey, Hannah, you're back. Let me get into frame here. Is there anything here for you, for the audience, or for Hannah that stand out from the message of the 10 of Emotions?
Well, I did notice the fact that we are a community, and this is a special group of seekers, and it's no coincidence that we are here together today, speaking of spirituality, and because we are fellow seekers that are on the same path, and therefore this community is very, very special. I hope that everybody knows and recognizes that this inner work that we are doing is a very important, probably the most important job that we can undertake. And so I am very, very happy to be part of this group tonight.
Thank you so much. And Aljanae, I'm going to bring you on. And she's our winner for the night, to see if there's anything she wants to share about the 10 of Emotions. So, Aljanae, thanks for being here. Congratulations again. Oh, I don't know. You are muted for some reason on your end. Nope, still can't hear you. Let's see here. Can you guys hear me, though? Can you hear me, Hannah?
Yes, I can.
Okay, she's having technical difficulties. She'll be back. And make sure that you guys are claiming your angel blessing card. We have Angel Daniel blessing the collective with happiness. All right, here we go. You are back. Here you are. I can hear you
Hello.
now. Hi, thank you for being here. Is
It got so
anything
chaotic so fast.
It does. It does. Is there anything from the 10 of emotions that stood out for you today?
Yes, especially like connecting with the collective, and being like on a certain type of vibe. I think like that's really, really important, because sometimes you just feel like outcast, or you just feel like you're being like judgmental or something like that. But just to know that there's people who can be like on the same level as you is like really reassuring.
It is. Community, I definitely feel that not only does it help us continue to support us and aligning us while we're doing the difficult work, because it's that external validation. Although we need to know that everything we are seeking is seeking us in return, and that everything that we need supplied to us is within us because we have choice. However, it is nice to have the validation from a friend like, yo, did you see that?
Right.
You saw that, right? But you saw that. So thank you for being here and for sharing that. Miss Linda is claiming the Angel Daniel card, and here we ring the bell anytime anyone is claiming the angel blessing, to let it reverberate and resound into the universe. All right. So while you both ladies are definitely here hanging out with me today, we're going to go now into what we call is a divine experience. And for you guys at home, if you have never seen this, a divine experience is when we are going to do a 1 minute of energy clearing. So you're going to set an intention. I think a good intention setting for today is connectedness and unity, just because of the theme that we got from the cards. And so, from 1 to 10, now is the time for my beautiful guests today, and for those of you at home, to let me know where are you at energetically. One being, this is the least amount of energy I can hold. 10, this is the most amount of energy I could hold. And put that in the comment section below now. Okay, Hannah, I'm going to start with you first. Where are you at energetically from 1 to 10?
Oh, I am off the chart.
In which direction? In a 1 or a
Um,
10 direction?
the 10 direction.
I'll
I
take
feel
it.
a lot of energy coming in, and it's not nervous energy, it's just excitement, just being grateful of being here with like-minded people. So
Out.
that's the energy I'm feeling.
I'll take that. I love that. Yes, I feel that too. How about you, Ajane?
I'm at a 7 and excited to grow.
I love that. That's a great. That's it right there. That's the mental. That's the mental position we should be in. Judith says she is currently at a 8. Miss Lori Gianetta is currently at a 5. Hi, Miss Renata. She is at an 8 currently. And Miss Linda is currently at a 7. So if you have never seen this before, put the phone down now. Make sure I'm not in your hands. You're going to be closing your eyes for 1 minute, and we're going to breathe together. And then I'll tell you when to come back again. All right. So close your eyes. I'm going to call in the team. And while I do that, you'll hear a little music for about 8 seconds, and then we're going to begin. Alrighty, eyes closed now. We're going to put 1 minute on the clock, breathing in beautiful energy. We're going to breathe in pink energy today and bring this focus of this pink energy down into your heart space. And as you're breathing that, you feel that heart space expanding, and you're releasing what no longer serves you. On the next natural inhale, feel that even more deeply inside yourself. Let it cascade down into your solar plexus, into your stomach, and on the exhale, you are releasing what no longer serves you. On your next natural inhale, allow this energy to swirl around you and cascade through every part of your cellular memory, your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your spiritual body. And then on the next exhale, do a nice long exhale. So we're going to nice deep breath in, nice long exhale. Sending everything down to the ground in gratitude for the here and the now. And you can bring your left and your right palm to touch one another in front of your heart space. And I bow to everybody at home. Thank you so much for being here. And you can pick me up again now, but make sure that you don't stand. You might be lightheaded, and that is very typical of doing this experience with us. And Cindy has popped in, and she was at a 7. And now in the comment section below, let me know where you are at energetically now. And if you felt anything: heat, cold, pressure, tingling, swirling, spinning, pain, electricity, energy. Whatever you felt, there is no judgment. Put that in the comment section below. If you saw something, a color or a texture or a memory, put that in the comment section below. And then let me know what number you are at now. For me, I'm at the 10. I'm at a good 10. I feel a lot of swirling up above my head. I feel pressure here, and I feel it like funneling down my body. I feel good. How about you, Hannah?
I feel good. I feel good. I'm in a good space. It
Mm,
feels really good.
nice. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
And how about you, Ajane?
I feel good. I feel more positive. I started off like a little rocky, but I definitely feel way better.
Oh, yeah, Hannah, what number would you say you're at now? I know you started off strong.
Probably a 12.
Okay, I like it. We're gonna go with 12. How about you, Ajane?
10.
All right. Oh, see, we went up a few points.
Yes.
Just 1 minute of focus. We went up a few points. I love it.
Mm,
And at home, Linda says that she saw pink glitter and she felt love. And Lori Janetta said she's now at an 8 and she felt a little release. Miss Renata says, wow, a light 10. I love it. And Miss Cindy, she's also up to a 10, so she jumped 3 points as well. She felt gratitude. Thank you, everybody, for practicing this. Aljanae, I'm going to put you in the back room. You can have some cucumber water too and hang out, and I'll be bringing you back for the Apollo Games.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. This is that time that I said earlier where you should have your high quality H2O. You did your experience, so now it's time to drink. And this will help the energy move through your body, and that's exactly what you want. So before we get into that, we're going to be before we get into anything else, Ms. Hannah's going to be sharing her supernatural story time with you guys. So if this is the time you want to get your popcorn and your beverage, go ahead and do it because we're about to begin. And hopefully today, your perspective is shifted to the point where maybe something that looked impossible now seems possible. Okay, Ms. Hannah, the show is yours.
well, thank you. Hello, my friends. I am delighted to be here, like I said before, and I'm honored that the Oracle has asked me to come on this show to share my experience with you. I am the most unlikely person to be here telling my story, such a story, because by trade, like I said before, I am a physician. In my training, anything that is not reproducible in a lab is voodoo. I have worked in every aspect of medicine, the medical floor, the intensive care unit, the emergency room. I have encountered death on a regular basis. But, in the medical world, we kind of see the body as a physiological thing, first and foremost. And, patients' stories about near death experiences, we always have a scientific explanation for things that other people have experienced and have told us that is mystical in nature. Um, the patients that have told us about their near-death experiences, we usually rationalize it by saying, this is a lack of oxygen in the brain, for example, dismissing what is true for these patients. I remember patients came to the emergency room one time and told us that she had seen Jesus. And of course, we all, rolled our eyes and think that, no, you were having a seizure and you think you saw Jesus. So, we thought that scientifically these things have an explanation. So throughout my life, I was born and raised Catholic. As a child, I did have a near-death experience, meaning that I almost died and nurtured back to life. At least that's what I was told. But I came around and life went on, and religion is something that I had put on the side and pursued my career in medicine and trained in facts, and very left-brained. So I never expected to be here today believing in what I am about to tell you.
Before you get into that, are we just going to gloss over that you just said you had a near death experience?
I did have a near-death experience as a child. I don't
What
remember.
happened?
I'm not sure what happened, but from what the adults told me, I wasn't supposed to be here. It looks like I was dead. But one of my aunts, who was very religious, somehow brought me back to, she nursed me back to life. What I remember is coming back into my body after several days, they told me, and asking for something to eat. So they gave me a piece of orange, and I asked to go outside and play. So I ventured outside and staggered into the sunlight. And one of the little boys, who was a little bit younger than me, looked at me as if he had seen a vision and said, "Hallelujah." So I
Wow.
remember that part as if this child was somehow connected to my experience and was like, couldn't believe that I am back to life. So that was what I experienced at that age. I must have been about 5 years old, and but like I said, life went on. I brushed it aside, and just go on with life and pursued my career, and very scientifically trained, and I have had many stressors in my life. And I remember speaking with one of my friends. Actually, I was at his house and I saw one of his books about the violet flame of Saint Germain. And I thought, oh, that was interesting. Let me borrow that book. And then he mentioned, by the way, you might want to work with the Oracle. I have had a lot of good results with her, and I swear by her. So the Oracle came very highly recommended. And of course, that wasn't my go-to solution to my stress. I was like, oh, I don't think so. No, thank you. And what's her name? I said, oh, the Oracle. So I'm like, what is her name? That is her name, the Oracle. And so I said, for some reason, I like the name of the Oracle. And I said, that's interesting. And what else? What do I have to lose? I can always talk to somebody at least about my issues, and not expecting that anything was going to happen, except that to be able to hear myself tell the story of what I was going through and put things in perspective myself. So, so I did read the little book on the violet flame, and I did make an appointment with the Oracle because I was so curious, and I just wanted to have also a third party who is not involved in my drama to hear my side of the story of what I was going through. So I did make an appointment with the Oracle, and I remember our first session. It was actually at work on my lunch break. I decided, okay, I'm gonna take this time and meet with the Oracle. Of course, virtually, because we were in the middle of a pandemic. And so what struck me the minute that we started talking and introducing myself and so on, is that I started seeing violet everywhere. I have to remind you that I had been reading this little book about Saint Germain and the violet flame. And so I was like, well, this is odd. And so I felt the energy of the oracle. I ended up not speaking much. Actually, she did most of the talking.
Sounds like me.
And and but the insight that I was getting and from the angel card that she had pulled was very striking to me. It struck a nerve, as if I started to remember, yes, this is possible. These things matter, that there is actually an angelic realm, and that we do have friends in high places. And yes, we can get help in that way. So my mind started to open up. And I remember telling giving some feedback to the oracle after the session, and she was asking me how I felt and what did I see. I said, that's so violet. And so one thing led to another. We made another appointment. From the get-go, even since the first encounter that I had with the oracle, I felt an opening. I felt that my life potentially could change. And so I continued on a weekly basis to meet with the oracle. One thing led to another. I started looking for deeper and deeper spiritual experiences. I have to tell you that I couldn't share any of that with anybody I know, because they would think that I have gone crazy, knowing my training and practicing medicine for over 20 years. So I couldn't, even though sometimes I was having these sessions on my lunch break when I was, in the office, but I couldn't share any of it with anyone. But what I had noticed is that coincidences, synchronicity started to happen. One thing led to another. I was seeking a shaman now, and I wanted to have even more spiritual experiences and going places that I would never dreamed of going. And those experiences started getting bigger and bigger and more meaningful, to the point that now there was one day I am standing at home, and through the window comes a violet light. I was completely struck by it, in disbelief, and my scientific mind right away went into overdrive, trying to find an explanation. There must be a scientific explanation why this violet light is in this room. So I went outside looking to see what is reflecting this light. I thought maybe it's a plant, it's a flower, is it? I emptied the entire room, thinking that something in the room is being hit by the light and reflecting the violet light. It never occurred to me to take a picture at this point, because I am so determined to find a cause for this light. So after maybe about 40 minutes or so, the light disappeared. I was like, oh my God, that is strange. I cannot tell anybody about this. They're going to think I'm going crazy. I thought I was going crazy. So, so I did tell my friend that, you know what, there was a violet light standing in my room for 40 minutes. And so I went on with my business, still being in awe of what had happened. So it happened again, maybe 3 weeks later. I'm standing there, and this violet light comes in, And now it's looking more like somebody is sitting, like in because I did take a picture this time. I had my cell phone with me. I took a picture, and
Did I see
in my
this
mind
picture?
was Saint Germain.
I don't think I saw this picture.
I think I sent it. I think I sent it to Eduardo and you, but I'm not sure.
I'm gonna have to re-see this
I don't remember
picture.
if I sent
Okay,
it
go
to
ahead. Go
you,
ahead.
but I would definitely send it to you. So in my mind, I'm like, Saint Germain is here, and he just pulled a chair and sat down and wants to have a conversation with me. So this time I took several pictures, but I stayed put. I didn't go outside looking for a reason because this is happening again. And I want proof this time. I want to show people that this is really happening, that I'm not going crazy. And so I have pictures, lots of pictures this time. And so I started to think there is something happening. Of course, I am on to something. Um, and then things started even happening even more, where I had experiences where ascended masters talk to me. And I can tell you that as a physician, if somebody comes to me and says that light beings are talking to them, I would call the psychiatrist. But it is happening to me, and I know in my heart that this is real. And what you experience is true for you. So it is, I attest that this is true. And those light beings, they wanted to teach me who I really am. They told me about myself. They told me about my mission. They told me why I'm here. They told me why I chose to be here. They have taken me to different dimensions that I have visited. They had sponsored me, and Saint Germain is always with them. And I have even had my chakras realigned by ETs. And after they're finished, they will say, courtesy of Saint Germain. And I know. Stay with me. And they have a great sense of humor, those light beings. And they have even told me that I have a connection with the oracle, that the oracle knows who I am. And they have synchronized the whole thing from the time that I started experiencing and having these meaningful experiences that that have changed my life and blown my mind. So I'm glad to be here today because I feel that within this community, it is a safe place that I can express myself and tell you the truth about what has happened to me. Um, I would invite you as well to open your minds and your hearts to that realm, that angelic realm. This is very important work that the Oracle is doing in bringing higher dimensions into our lives so we can experience it for ourselves with the knowing that this is real. We are not what our eyes appear to see. We are magnificent love beings. And it's amazing to have the affirmation, the knowing that this is what we really are and that we are truly one. When the light beings come and address me, they always say we. They never come as one. They always come as we. And the Saint Germain in particular, I invite you guys, if you don't know who Saint Germain is, to read about him. This is an ascended master who loves humanity, who have reincarnated several times into bodies in order to help us. And his devotion to humanity and his mission is for us to ascend. He is part of the ascension of humankind. So that's why he had a part to play in the American independence, in our Bill of Rights. He worked with the founding fathers to create this nation and said that America would be an example to the world, an example of democracy. We are not there yet, but at least that is the vision of the masters, that we should ascend. And there are light workers in this world, like the Oracle, who is helping us to do that. And we should be only so lucky to recognize and have these angels among us to lead us to that path. I don't know if I talk too much or
Nope, you
how
are
much time
perfect.
do I have left?
You have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. If there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. But thank you for listening to my story. And I can tell you that I haven't ventured into telling my colleagues yet, but I am this close.
I'll take it.
And now, not only do I have a degree in medicine, I also have a fellowship in integrative medicine. And this part of medicine is a little bit softer, where you can really see a person as a whole, body, mind, and spirit. And I have to tell you that the opportunity has been offered me to work in that field now. So I am going to be doing more of that. And once Saint Germain had told me the reason why he opened that way for me is because he felt that people who are interested in integrative medicine and whole health are more open to the experiences that I'm having. I'm more open to a different realm, to experience more than what the eyes have to see. So it's all aligned and it's happening with the help of the masters and the angels. So I look forward every week to speaking with the Oracle and see what angel is going to pop up this time and what message they have for me. And I tell you, it's always on point. And there are things that they allow the Oracle to see during those sessions that I tell you that nobody would know, like things about me that no one on earth knows, but that the Oracle would like come up with. So I'm like, oh, well, that makes perfect sense. So thank you for listening, and I invite you to open your hearts and your minds, and to know that our purpose here is not to eat and drink and make money and go to sleep, but to ascend. That's the message. Human beings need to go higher, to a higher dimension. We are now in third dimension, and they are inviting us to go at least to fifth. So that's the work that we have to do. This is an inner work. It doesn't have to do anything with outside or what our senses are telling us, but this is the work of the heart. This is where we go within and experience what is really true, which is that God is love and God is light. And as Jesus said, we are the sons and daughters of God, and we have that same inner light that the Creator has.
Thank you, Hannah,
Thank
so
you.
much. This has been a beautiful story. And I didn't even know it was going to be including me. So thank you for sharing that. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be right back after this commercial break. Thank you for joining us. You're watching the Divine Encounters. I am your hostess, Dominique Rivera, the Oracle of Apollo. And there's so much energy happening in this room today. Shout out to our sponsors, intentionpen.com. Use the code Oracle7 to get free engraving on your intention pen because every signature should mean something. Also, you guys may have noticed we have a new sponsor, The Power of We. And if you are in the Chicago area or want to come to the Chicago area, April 28th, there will be a symposium at the Stan Lee Mansion, and I will be there. Oh my goodness, how fantastic will that be? Come and meet me. We're going to do some beautiful energy work together, and I am going to introduce you into the world of energy, not through a keynote speaking, but through experience. So if you want to try some energy with me, make sure that you come to Chicago, Illinois, April 28th. All right, we're bringing our guest back on here, Ms. Hannah, and our winner for this evening, Aljanae. Hey, and we are going to be playing with you guys at home what we call the Apollo game. So make sure you grab the kitties, grab the husband, grab the wife, because we're about to put your psychic abilities to the test. And don't be asking Saint Germain, because that's cheating. All righty. So today's question is going to be, what am I going to reveal?
What am I about to reveal? Climbing up a tree. Climbing down a tree. Climbing out of a tree. The tree is a metaphor for a tall man.
Climbing up a tree, climbing down a tree, climbing out of a tree. Oh, we climb in a tall man. I don't know. Put your answer in the comment section below now. Okay, Miss Hannah, what does your intuition say that we are doing in this scene?
Can I ask Saint Germain?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna ask Ajane, what do you think it is? Climbing up a tree, climbing down a tree, climbing out a tree? Are we climbing a man?
Climbing up a tree.
Climbing up a tree. Okay, Hannah, does that make you feel more comfortable? What do you choose?
I'm choosing the same, climbing up a tree.
Okay. I feel like secretly everybody wants me to be climbing up a man. And that's okay. And that's okay. And that's totally okay. At 4'11", that's really not that hard of a task. Listen. Okay, so Judith, okay, here we go. We got Miss Renata says climbing out of a tree. And then Miss Linda says climbing out of a tree. So do you guys keep your answers?
Yes.
Yes, final answer, Hannah?
Yes, climbing up a tree.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and see what the answer is. And if you both win, you're going to get from me a social distancing high five.
What am I about to reveal? Climbing up a tree. Climbing down a tree. Climbing out of a tree. The tree is a metaphor for a tall man. Reveal time. Did you say climbing out of a tree?
So, so you both failed.
No high five.
But for those of you at home, everyone who wasn't on the feed got it right. So high five to everybody at home. Good job, everybody. We're on different wavelengths, and that's totally okay. Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay, thank you for playing that. And just a reminder for everyone at home who is playing this is not about being right or wrong. This is about developing your intuition because we make so many choices every single day that sometimes it's hard to decide what is actually for the best for ourselves. And when we go ahead and cultivate our intuition, we can then go, oh, I have that feeling. I know this feeling, and this is what's truly right for me. All right, ladies, I'm going to put you both in the back room and we'll be bringing you guys back shortly with right after the midweek collective energy check-in and Aljane's reading right after that. All right, so I'll see you in a moment. And Sven, can you give these ladies a foot rub? Because I think they would really appreciate that. I know what you're thinking. Oracle, you're so giving. And I'm like, I know, right?
There is a button. It's a very sexy button. It says subscribe on it. I wish I could click on it, but YouTube won't let me.
All righty. So the midweek collective energy check-in will be 3 cards. It will be what you need to know, how you can grow, and what you need to let go. And this is for everybody here, including Miss Hannah. All righty. So let's see what we have here for the first card. What we need to know right now for the midweek. 3 of air. Great sadness. Take time to heal. The need to forgive yourself or others. Sometimes we go through these times in our lives where we just have more than what we feel like we can manage. And it's interesting because earlier in the good news card it was all about unity and community and love. And here we are again with the 3 of air asking for forgiveness. And what angel did we have earlier today for our blessing card was Angel Daniel, the angel of forgiveness. And he's bringing happiness in. And just so you guys know that when we are in a state of being angry at someone, that is the lack of forgiveness. Anger is the side that you have not forgiven someone or something for occurring. So when this happens, it's like when we hold on to it, it's like one day justice will be served. And if I'm not angry, then who will be angry when this person has done me wrong? However, having this mentality is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. So allow yourself to find peace for yourself, joy for yourself, and recognize that you've already given the person, circumstance, or situation everything of yourself that has led you to this moment, and you are deserving to keep what's left over so that you can be rebuilt within yourself. So don't let anything else steal your peace because they're continuing to siphon your energy, and you've already been through enough of that. So allow yourself to take your power and your joy back. Bring your power home. Sadness is just a time of reflection for yourself. And if you feel like I have given everything I could, then there's no need to continue feeling sad for it. We mourn loss, great loss even, but then we recognize that there are things that are bringing back us into alignment to bring joy, love, and fulfillment. And most importantly, know that you're always supported. Let's see what the second card is. This is how we can grow. Be bold. Unleash your adventurous side. Take risks and be daring. And in Hannah's case today, she's taking a risk and being daring by sharing her experiences and her perspective being a medical doctor. So sometimes it's about allowing yourself to go to somebody with a crazy name like the Oracle and putting and just giving yourself permission to have an experience. Every time we do an experience, it is a risk in and of itself. But this risk reaps reward because even if we fail, we recognize, okay, the next time I can get up and go in this direction, which will put me even into more alignment. Or you get the spoils from the risk and the reward comes just from the action. You learn something about yourself. Anytime that you go and become adventurous, you are destined to discover facets of yourself you didn't even know existed. Freya is asking you to be bold. So if there's something big that you're dreaming of, if there's something monumental that you want to become in your life, if there's something that seems too good to be true for you to attain, be bold and allow yourself to fall into the category of I'm a seeker, I'm a warrior, I'm the light, and keep moving forward because the reward is always worth the risk. What is the next card here? The next card is communication is key, new moon in Gemini. That means everything here isn't as clearly as it seems. And it's important to communicate with people who understand you or find like minded people who get you and push away those people who say you can't, you won't, and don't believe in you. There's more of those people in and around us than we need, and it's okay to start to align ourselves with people who are those people who are going to say yes, you can, I believe in you. And even if you feel like you only meet the minimum requirement, that someone else can look at you through the lens of love and go, you had it in you all along. There's so many places of this on the internet to reach out and so many physical places that you can find. All you have to do is take the time to discover and be risk and be bold and take action so that you can find your proper alignment. Now we have the next card is our animal that is assisting us this week, an otter. He is saying surrender, let go of control. Sometimes we have to have the last word in things, and that could be blocking our communication. But with this otter energy, letting go of control in all aspects and surrendering that for the divine. Divine will meet you 50%. So if you feel like something's too heavy to carry, surrender it and they will carry the rest of the way for you. And we have here your message from heaven. If you so need a message from heaven, we will be together again because consciousness continues after the physical death. And we have many people like Edgar Casey, the James Van Prague, and the list kind of goes on that prove to us that this is just a transitional period out of the corporeal body into the eternal body. And it's letting you know that your connection with love is never severed. And that is the way to find home again inside the heart is through this connection and they are with you. And we have finally your angel blessings. Angel blessing of enlightenment from Angel Raphael for the collective and Angel Caziel blessing the collective with grace. So make sure you're claiming your blessings in the comment section below because the angels always want to work with you, for you, and through you. All right, so let's bring my ladies back up to see if they have any quick thoughts on what the midweek collective energy had to offer today. I'll start with you, Ajane. Anything stand out for you for this reading?
The like-mindedness and just because a lot of times like we have an idea and we have like an idea of things that we want to do or that we feel is right, and then when you express that to people, they don't so much like understand what you're saying or connect with what you're saying, so it kind of like deters you and makes you like not really trust yourself.
Sure.
But to just like stay strong and just know like what you're going through isn't something that's just like something that's crazy or something. If you just stick to it, then I think that the confirmation will come in
Beautifully,
time.
beautifully said. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Miss Hannah? Dr. Hannah.
Oh my, so many things, but I'm going to pick that one to share. Is the fact that we are having a corporeal experience out of the eternal body. And so if we could remember that we are really eternal beings having a human experience.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's the most utmost important thing. And I have a reminder on my desk of that I see every single day. And I get it wrong when I say it out loud, but I've been saying it for years. We're not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And if you really hold that accountability in yourself, saying, well, if I'm reincarnated, that means I messed up before. How many times have I messed up? What I need to get it right this time. It really makes you accountable for that. Okay, so we are here for my beautiful winner for today, Aljane, and we're going to go ahead now and see what the cards have in store for you, my dear. First, we have here brilliant new ideas. This is the Ace of Air, brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Seeing the truth in a situation, a challenging beginning. So things here are shifting for you, my dear. And when things are exiting your life, they are very loud. And this can feel like an ending when really it's a challenging beginning, because this is the moment where it's time for you to make choices and decisions about who you want to become and how you want the world to perceive you. With the Ace of Air is like the Ace of Sword. It's like there's a lot of clarity coming in, and it's like cutting away all the BS and all the red tape. So this is a beautiful beginning. So recognize that you're being blessed in this time with the Ace of Air coming in, and expect new ideas to unfold and new inspirations. This can be creative. This could be new career. This could be new people in your life. But if you ever have a moment where you're like, maybe I should be doing XYZ, and it just feels like a little nudge, that's spirit speaking to you that you should. Here is how that was what you need to know. This is how you can grow. This next card here is the Grow card, and this is fairness. This is Lady Themis, but in ancient Egypt, she's Mat, and the situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. So those people who have been holding you back, um, the situations that you feel like haven't served you. This fairness card is like, you know what? There is something called the law of karma. So when we put out for ourselves is going to be reciprocal. So it's kind of like saying, don't let yourself be a victim. Don't let them bring you down. Don't let them confuse you, because that's what it is. It's to confuse you so that you can't actually see your own light and your own greatness and what you're really capable of. That society, programming, family, and so this fairness is to be fair to you and your dreams, is what I want to say about this. Feed your mind possibility, and everything else that everyone else brings to your table, just let it drop. And then this is what you need to let go of. The end of a tough cycle approaches. What did we just say in the very beginning? You had that card of challenging beginning. So this is coming to an end, full moon in Capricorn. It's saying allow yourself to feel the fear, but move through it anyways. Okay. And that's because this is the end of this. It was difficult to climb the hill, but you're about to hit the plateau. So just call on spirit and your angels and allow yourself to be open to receiving, because I feel like this is a moment where you're going to just spread your arms and say, take me, universe. I fully surrender. I really feel that for you, because there's something like a jump that you have to do here. And then we have frog purification, clear out the clutter. And then, so if you feel like any aspect of your house right now is cluttered, that's a representation. We talked about this in the last show about where we are at energetically. So if you felt like that message resonated with you last week, then recognize where in your house are you holding on to old text messages, old emails, old letters, pictures, teddy bears, da, da, da. Whoever does not serve your now and from your past, if you still have something from them, they're still siphoning energy from you, get rid of it. And then we have your message from heaven. Tears cleanse the soul. So heaven recognizes that you've cried a lot. And this is because this is actually one of the ways you were healing, because you weren't able to conceptualize what other directions of healing were there for you. But don't take that as a negative thing, because it is a way that you were releasing, and it was very positive for your vibrational frequency. So this is them recognizing that they have noticed your tears and they have been there with you. Angel Gabriel blessing you with foresight. And Angel Faith blessing you with balance. Makes perfect sense since you got the Mott card. And foresight is that ability, like the frog, to see steps ahead of you. You're starting to see the clarity now, all within you. So I hope that serves you. And if you can give me any feedback on that, that is totally fine.
Yes, all of that. From like
We
the
have
new
1 minute.
ideas. Oh, from like the new ideas, the clarity, the cleaning up and removing clutter, to getting rid of the things that no longer serve me. Like this was like very much confirmation. I really appreciate it.
Good. I'm
This
glad
is
that
great confirmation.
I'm glad that it served you. Miss Hannah, do you have a 30-second anything you want to add to today's segment before we shut down here?
Yes, this is a very special group. You guys are doing great work. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. And keep up the good work.
Thank you, my heart. I appreciate you both very much for being here. And for everybody at home, anything is possible if you open your mind to it and then take action. Take action so strongly that you overwork that action to create the future that you desire. You know, all of our divine experiences happens because in that moment of surrender, we allow ourselves to be open and try something new. Take risks, be bold, open your heart, and of course, create divine experiences wherever you are. All you have to do is invite them in and seek them. May you all go in love, light, and wisdom to know thyself, love thyself, and remember the divine always has your back. Ciao.